That. My teenage daughter. I am unmuted, so can you leave the room? Love you. Again, doing the best that I can.
Hi, everybody. I'm Janice. Welcome to our Zoom call. Uh, I've been thinking about what oil to share since I've signed up, and actually this week I've been resonating with cheer, so that's why I have cheer. I love the emotional oils because I'm just an emotional person. Anyway, so this week we have cheer. It's called the Uplifting Blend. Um, It creates an optimistic, cheerful atmosphere with a warm, citrusy, and spicy aroma. So, of course, those oils in this blend is there on the bottom. So, like wild orange, star anise, ginger, bergamot, ylang ylang, frankincense, lemongrass, tonka bean, and vanilla. Absolute. I like using the touch because it's so convenient. The chair I also use in the diffuser because it's easier to apply. Go ahead and switch to the next slide. So in our, I was looking at our emotion books because again, like I just love connecting with my emotions. And if you have the book, it's on page 46, but there's just a little bit of it that shares about how it supports your emotion. So I just wanted to read a little bit. On the slide, there's parts where you can see how to use them and how to directly use it. So let me just read it really quickly. This blend inspires faith that life will work out for the best despite difficulties and setbacks. Cheer reminds individuals there is so much more to life than the hardship they're experiencing and to determinedly hold on until they regain the hope and joy they feel they've lost. So, I've had some family members pass away, so I wasn't able to attend to two of them, but I was able to attend last week. So I brought this cheer blend for my cousin that had his dad passed away. So this kind of stuck with me all like for like 2 weeks. So that's probably why um, cheer has been my oil for this week. And I think just in general, just having this oil around it actually brings a lot of positiveness and I feel happy. It's a happy oil. So um, try it, use it. I use it every day before work. Like again, you can use it topically too, like how we did in our hands and rub it. And I just wanted to know if anybody uses cheer too, if anyone has used cheer lately or have used it. No? No?
I love cheer. I diffuse it. I definitely diffuse it because I live with all boys, men, you know, so that energy can be really crazy. So, besides adaptive and all the other stuff, I love cheer. Like, I really love cheer, and it is very uplifting. So, thank you, Jan.
Yeah.
And Jan, in the comments, there's people are raving
Oh,
about
yeah,
cheer.
I see them. Yeah.
You want to read them?
Yeah, I'll see. Okay. It says, Sherlyn says, love vanilla. Love it. And then Kanai says, love cheer. Ray says, cheer. I just started using it in my living room to lift the room's energy. Felicia says, I love cheer. I just grabbed it. So yummy. Les says, I use cheer. Always need an uplifting oil with happy hearts around her face. And then, yeah. And then, thanks, Sherlyn. Yeah, it's really great to pass on as a gift too for others. Yeah. Great, Nikki. Yeah, start using it in your diffuser. And who is this right here? Love cheer when I need a pick me up in my classroom. Oh, cool. Yes, maybe I should add some of that too on the bad days. um, yep. Thanks for sharing, you guys. If you haven't used it yet, just pull it out of your box or your shelf.
That's a good tip. I know this is not one I regularly turn to, so I will definitely grab it from my shelf and bring it to school with me tomorrow. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
All right, I am gonna stop sharing for just a second. I forgot to, oh, it is getting recorded. Perfect. All right, I'm just gonna put the view so I can see everybody's faces. So I was going to do a different topic today. Tonight's Kanoi Wellness turn to share, and I kind of pivoted because this new back office just launched yesterday or the day before. And at first, of course, I think everyone did a collective sigh of like, oh man, the old back office is gone. I'm so used to this one and all the tools and tricks to do. And so I started playing with it, and I'm going to tell you, literally this morning, I get up before everyone and I'm just like looking, I watched some of the videos. And so I'm going to share some things tonight with you that I figured out so far that can show you how to navigate where some of your favorite features might be, and then also show you a couple new things. But before, yes, put your cheer on for this. Janice. Before I get started, maybe if you could just pop in the chat, like what is something you want to learn about the back office? Or you're curious about the new back office, just so I make sure I address it if I know it. And if I don't know it, then that will be my homework for all of you, is to figure it out for you. Because I know I heard some, everyone, I was on the Diamond page today on Facebook, and like everyone's just like, wah, 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 wah. But I found some cool things. So I'm actually kind of excited about it. And then Ray's like, I'm trying to learn to like using it. Janice says, I love how the back office sits at the power of three. Yep, that is a great one. All right.
I
Okay.
feel like what I knew, I mean, we've known this was coming, and I was very married to the old back office. And so I started transitioning quite a while ago now. And I don't even go into I haven't gone into the old back office in months and months. Because yeah. And you get used to it. There are some things, but I think there's other things that I appreciate that the other back office couldn't do, or that it could do, but this is a little bit more efficient. So just know that for all of you that was married to the old back office, I was right there with you. And I actually like the new one better. And they're constantly making improvements to it. One of the reasons is essentially is they're paying for two platforms with the old back office and the new back office. And so it's a cost thing, right? They need to not be paying for two platforms for the back office features. So thanks, Kate. I think this is a really great topic, and one that we should revisit, every so often. So thank you.
You're welcome. And again, if I miss something, let me know, or if you're like wondering something later, just ask. Ray just popped something in about the font size. You can change it. So I'm going to show you some things. And then we will, I'm going to let you play around with it for a couple minutes at one point too. So you can go back to our slides. So these are kind of these are the things that we're going to talk about. And this is kind of more of a list for me to make sure I show these things. And then I'll give you a couple minutes to play with it. All right, so I'm going to escape from there. And right now I have it so my names are gone. So I'm a little wary of changing it back to the first page, but hopefully everyone knows how to navigate into our back office. If not, that's actually a problem. You should know how to do that. Just log in, go to your little circle of your profile on the upper right hand corner and go to back office. So when you go to your back office, my first place that I always go is I go to team, and then I go to team genealogy, because this is really where all the information is at for your customers to see what's happened and also what's going to happen. So the first complaint I saw in the Diamond group is that the columns, there's so many columns and you have to scroll back and forth. Oh, sorry. No, it's going to pop off. however, you can set your columns on how you want them to be. So I'm going to show you really quickly as soon as my spinning bottles stop. I had it logged in
Oh
earlier.
my God, I never realized those were bottles.
Yes, they're spinning bottles. Isn't that cool? That's
Oh,
funny.
I've
But
never consciously noticed that.
that's hilarious. Yeah,
That is
it's really
hilarious.
cool.
Wow.
Learn something new. All right, so I'm gonna go to columns first. And when you first get there, it might have everything checked off, which if you had everything checked off, of course, it's gonna be super, super long because it's gonna show every one of these as a column. So you can uncheck them all with this all button, and then you can just put in what you want to see. So because of this call, I'm going to put just member ID. I always like to know next LRP date, PV, next LRP date, last order date, enrollment date. I like sponsor name on there and enroller name. However, you know, for different times, you're going to want to see different things. So that's something to think about when you're pulling this. What do you want to see? Like, do you want to see who's on LRP? Do you want to see people who live on Oahu, so you can invite those people to the Reclaim Your Health event? Like, there's so many purposes for you checking these columns. But what's new, if you see here on the right, is you can click the last 6 months orders. We only had prior to this the 3 months, the current month and the last 2 before that. So now we can go back 6 whole months, and you can really get to know what a customer ordered over time, so you can know how to support them and so forth. So this is actually going to be a little bit long, but I'm going to update my report. And if I really liked this order, I could save it. And actually, before I update it, another thing, there's this little reorder columns button right here. You can reorder these columns by using these little dots on the right-hand side, and you just put them in the order you want them. So if you want the first column to be name or ID, you put that there. I like to do next LRP date and next PV, LRP PV next to each other. And then I like the enrollment date, usually by the name, so it's kind of far away from the LRP date coming up. And then I like to keep all these in order of the months. So then I can save the order and it will automatically generate my report. And there's more to show on that too. I'm going to show you another filter that you can use. So here it is. I have all that information laid out for me, and I can go back all 6 months. So that's something brand new, is to get that history. And if you want to see what someone ordered, you simply click right on the blue underlined number, and it'll pop up their invoice to show what they ordered. So you can take a look at that. And then because I'm looking here, just a regular tip as we had on the other office, is you can see if the LRP PV matches their PV. If it matches, that means they made an LRP order correctly. If it doesn't match, that means they may have made a one-time order. So you can click on the PV to see what happened. Sometimes when people make a second order, they make a standard order. So you can help catch that and have them contact doTERRA to change it to an LRP to get those points. So that's just good customer service. All right, so that is the columns, which was something I definitely wanted to show you. And then if you notice, there's another tab here called filters.
Hey,
So
before you move on,
there's,
can I say one thing
Uh-huh.
about the 6 months? That's
Yeah.
amazing. And if people don't
Yeah.
know this, if you have enrollership of a customer, I use this strategy every single month. If you have enrollership of a customer that hasn't ordered in 6 months, so what I do is I use the column. If I click on last order date, it will show me the people who've done their last order. And if they've ordered this month, but then didn't order for 6 months previous, I can send an email and get them moved anywhere I want in my organization. Previously, the customer had to send the email. Now, if they haven't ordered for 6 months, as the enroller, you can send the email to an account manager. If you don't have an account manager, whoever is your next person up that has an account manager can do it for you. This is amazing because if people are stuck in legs that maybe aren't active, or you want to use your volume. I just found a 133 PV order from someone who hadn't ordered in 6 months. So she popped up as ordering this month, and then I was able to, like what Kate showed, look back and see that she hadn't ordered for 6 months. I can now send an email to doTERRA saying, please change the sponsorship of this person, and they will do it. I think you can send it to placements. I don't even know if you need an account manager. Actually.
Just the placements. You're
Yeah.
right.
So anyone, you don't have to go through account manager. You just send it to placements@doterra.com and say, please change the sponsorship of this person. This is an incredible strategy to use and to pay attention to, you guys.
Yeah. So just like Liza was saying about clicking on the last order date, if you click on any one of these headers, it'll automatically order it from either least to greatest or greatest to least. So this time it went from the last order, some inactive people. So if I click it again, it just flips that over. And the next thing on the filter I'm going to show you also talks about inactive customers. So there's a 1-minute video that they have as a resource that shows this. And I thought this is a great one. So you can go here to these filters and you can click on under active, no, like they're not active. So if I'm clicking on this, no, not active, it's going to show me all the people who haven't ordered in 6 months. So I click no. I can leave it at all orders because they're obviously not going to have any orders. And I'm going to update that report. And it's going to just show me people who haven't ordered for 6 months. So to just organize it for you immediately, which I think is super cool. And it's going to save you time because it's a great way to be like, okay, well, here are, and again, right now it's just showing sponsors here. So these are the member IDs of those people because I took out names, but it'll show me who those people are, and I can see how I can help and reach out to them. Also under filter, which I think is kind of cool, is you can put down here under next LRP PV, you can put down who you're looking for. If you have kind of a goal, hold on, sorry, it didn't drop down. If you're like, I want to see if anyone is ordering 50 to 100, so I can help get them or incentivize them to get to 100, I can organize my customers by the amount of PV they have on their LRP. Or vice versa, if they're always 0 to 50, you might want to just keep an eye out for those people as well, which is very helpful. All right, and then right on the same page is that font size. So if you want your font size to be bigger, again, this is under the filter tab. You can just choose the largest font size possible, which is 16, and then update your report to see things in a bigger view, which I think is nice for some people. All right, so that's kind of the biggest it will get, but you can always zoom in too if you're good at zooming in on your computer. If I go back to my organization, my filters right now, let's see, I'm going to put all again. There's one more thing I just found by clicking around. If I look at the whole organization, and I'm not sure why it's only showing these two right now. Let me see what my filters are. Active, all, oh, I accidentally clicked platinum. Let me update that. Next to each of your customers, if they're a wellness advocate, there's this little arrow next to them that you can press. And we used to, when we were looking at customers, which we still can, you can look up by their organization. You can put in their focus ID here and look up their whole team. However, oh, maybe because I have my names gone. When the names are there, right next to the name, if it was Janice, there's a little black arrow, you click it, that arrow, and it opens up a new screen with all of her downline. So it's just her downline is there, ready for you to look at. So if you're like, I'm shooting for this goal and I really need Janice to be premier, I'm going to just click on her and see what's going on with her team, just her team. So I can kind of filter everyone else out of that view so I can see that closer. I can put names, but I'm trying to keep it somewhat confidential. But if you play around with that, you'll see those little arrows to do that drill down, which is great because I feel like a lot of times you're like looking up their ID, plugging it into the focus. So it's just super, super fast that way. All right, let me see what else I wanted to show you guys.
Okay, mind blown. I never knew that. I spend so much time finding their number, cutting and pasting it, putting into their focus ID. That is freaking amazing. I just went into my back office and did it. It's amazing. Holy shiz. Thank you.
Say
I
it
love
one-
I can
Kate,
teach-
sorry. I'm trying to like grasp this. So say it one more time. Sorry, because I was doing what Liza's doing, the cut and paste. I'm so
Yeah.
old school.
So
You
sorry,
click on it?
if it was the names were here, like if Janice's name was under here, and which it's just not because I'm trying to keep it confidential, there would be a little black arrow next to her. And if you hover over it, it says drill down line, and you just click that arrow, and then the new screen will have the list of just her team.
I need to play with this more, obviously. Thanks.
And I just figured that out by clicking around this morning, like, oh, what's that arrow? I'm like, oh, that's great. That saves a little time. And then you can just look at that view. And then what else? I found another thing because I was looking on the diamond page and someone asked about where's the list of people who have canceled LRPs. So if you go to team and then you go to my team, hopefully it's working here. I don't know, my computer's a little slow today. Then you get here your total membership, which each of these is things you can click, rank premier and above, and then there's the canceled LRP in the last 90 days. So if I clicked on that, it will give me a list of those people, which is the same how it was before. It's just in a different place. So that's another little tip. I think Kayla put that tip on there. And then another thing that we used to look at was genealogy and summary genealogy. So it's still under Wellness Advocate Services. Oops, sorry. And this is going to show my really bad retention rate. I'm sorry, Liza. I'm like, oh, something to work on. So here you get to see your number of members you have on your team, how many of them are active, and then that retention rate, which has always been something, we've been working on, and we continue to do that, which we know retention is just another word for education. So those people need more education. Yeah, so those are my big tips for you at the back office. So what I'm going to challenge you with right now, I'm going to give you maybe 3 to 5 minutes. We'll see, maybe give a thumbs up when you're done in the comments or say done. But I'd like you to search up your inactive members. So under your detailed genealogy, I want you to do that filter. Play around with those filters for a couple minutes. And I want you to look through those inactive customers. So I'm going to filters. And I'm going to go to active, no. And then update that report. So I'll stop. And I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. And I'd like you to write down 5 of those names of people you're like, hey, I haven't contacted them for a while. It would be probably good for me to connect with them in some way. I will stop talking and you can go check that out and write down those names. Yeah, how about one more minute? See if we can get those names written down. All right. So I know it's kind of hard after you start clicking around, you like want to figure it out even more. Have fun with your back office. It's really not that big of a leap, I have to say. I probably should have started using it, but it's pretty easy transition. At this point, I feel like they made some changes. And I think before they may not have had the lines, but now they have the lines on everything too. One last thing I forgot to share with you, you probably already saw it. When you are in your back office, when you first log in, this is your dashboard. Right here on the right side, it says back office training videos. There's like 4 videos, and I think I covered 3 of the topics. The last one is the power of 3 one, so you can check that one out later. I just wasn't going to do that because then the names are going to show for me. So now we can share this video far and wide. All right, so we are going to do something with those names here because we have some an amazing event coming up, and we haven't talked about it too much yet, just been doing some save the dates, but we have a incredible event coming up on November 4th. If you haven't put in your calendar, put it in there, block it off, put it in with Sharpie, like make sure you are here. This Reclaim Your Health event, we're going to have Dr. Riggs there, and it's going to be at Zacia's Place up in Pupalani, which is so amazing. We get to be there again. This event is a multi event type of day. So the day starts off with Aroma Touch Community Service Project. So we're inviting everyone who lives at Halemaho'olu Ivalu to come and get hand massages, Aroma Touch hand massages, as well as anyone that's been affected by the fires. We would love to have them all, and we've been inviting those who have been picking up product. So for the first hour, if you are available to come support with that, that'd be great. I'm sure your leaders have started to talk to you about coming for that day. But we need some helpers at that point. And then at 2 o'clock, registration is going to start. And then at 2:30 to 2:50, we're going to have a introduction. And we're so lucky we have Dr. Riggs because he is incredible. We're going to get like top-notch education. And then we're going to move into these wellness stations. So this event is different than what we've done before. We're going to have about, I think it's 5 or 6 wellness stations. And at each station, you're going to get to experience a new, some of the new products, some of our old and trusted ones, but each of them is dealing with a different part of our wellness pyramid. And you'll get to experience it, and you also get to make something that you get to take with you. So this is going to be an incredible experience. I would use that word when you're telling people. I don't call it a class or an event or a post-convention thing. It's a Reclaim Your Health experience, because it really is going to be something that they're going to be experiencing a lot of things as the day goes on. And then we are so lucky after the event, that the experience for our customers and us, we have a business training right after that Dr. Riggs is going to be hosting too. So we are like VIP, I feel like, having Dr. Riggs here. It's really a blessing. And they really wanted to come support us right now for obvious reasons. So let's take advantage of that. So we have this great event happening. You're all coming, which is going to be great. And we have some really incredible incentives for people that come. So we have incentives for all attendees are going to get some major discounts. Those that are new to doTERRA have some incredible incentives and discounts on top of our Diamond Club. And then those that are reactivating, that's kind of why I had you make those lists. If they have been inactive for over a year, they can be refunded for their reactivation fee. So that makes it a lot easier to have someone jump back into getting their products. And if they do 150 PV, they get an introductory kit. So all of this will be explained more at the experience. So I don't want to go into all the details, but do know some really great promos and incentives are going to be available to us that day after we attend. So you're going to use that list that you created, and you're going to invite at least 5 to 10 of them to this event on the 4th. And here's a little tip, because we have only a limited number of spots for this event. We as builders and leaders are not going to take those spots. We're going to attend, but we don't want to take up a spot and it fills up, and then customers that are trying to get there, or new people, or some of our friends from Lahaina that or upcountry that have been affected want to come. So do not register yourself on this Eventbrite link. We had it taken down from the main hub because we wanted to be the ones that dispersed the registration link to current customers, to inactive customers, and to new people. And so the link, we can put it in the chat. Maybe someone could do that for me. That would be great. Can be put on there. You can invite them to this event and explain to them that it's going to be a whole experience. You're going to be there to support them and sit with them and, you know, do all the fun stations with them. It does cost $10. Half of that money is going to the hall, Halimahu'ula Olu Ivalu. However, if you have someone that's affected by the fires that has signed up, let us know and we'll figure out a way to cover them. You also could definitely cover anyone you want that price to get there. So if that is an issue, contact one of your leaders and we will help you navigate that situation, because we don't want to deny someone access to this experience. Everyone deserves to be there. We all need it for so many reasons. So yeah, this is your call to action for the week. So it's kind of like your homework to get those invites out so that we can get the people that need to be there. Right. I think that was my last slide for the night. So Liza, is there anything I missed or what you want to add on to?
No, I don't think so. Well, I guess for our Oahu people, we have 2 Reclaim Your Health events that you are invited to on October 28th and November 11th. Again, these are not like public links, but the teams that are putting them on are welcoming our community with open arms. The 11/11 event will be with Dr. Riggs as well on Oahu. I am working on an email that should go out today or tomorrow. In fact, maybe that'll be my call to action to send it out tonight so that you guys will have the link and you guys can invite people to that. So I can go look at that draft and work on that. So I wanted to talk about our Oahu people. You are definitely not left out. October 28th and November 11th are the dates that you have to invite people. No, Oahu is a tier 3. We got approved for a tier 2 before we knew Dr. Riggs was coming. we can have more people. We just don't have the supplies, right? So that's kind of our hang up. Oahu, I believe, has supplies for, I think tier 3 was 90 plus. So they have a lot more space. Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot more space there. Okay. So I will go ahead and I will go ahead and send that email out with that information. The email is shucks, only going to the people on Oahu. I just realized that. So if you're not on Oahu and you want that information, let me know and I can forward that email to you. Because it's not pertinent for everyone, right? So I was really just sending it to the Oahu people. Anything else? We really want to show up for these events. So please, 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 as much as possible, try to be there. I think that's it. Kanan, anything?
No, I was just texting some of my girls that's not on here, just letting them know, like, we don't want to register. We're basically kokua that night. That's going to be our role, to kokua and educate. Well, Dr. Riggs is awesome and amazing, but we'll just be like the backup dancers, the backup educators. But yeah, just we need everybody's help because it's a lot. So please come, please help. And the service projects also. So service project on Saturday, and then Sunday we're doing a service project again. That will be nice to give back to the community.
Yes, thanks for that reminder, Kanani. All right, well, that is all for the night. If you could turn your screens on so we can take our picture, and we will wrap up our call. All right, 1, 2, 3, and one more time. 1, 2, 3. Yay. Thank you for coming on tonight. Hopefully you learned something new. Play around with your back office. It's your tool to do all kinds of things. Yes, it's limitless. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Aloha.